All right, hey, this is going to be a drywall lesson. Let me show you why I haven't been going, why we haven't been doing this show at night. All right, here we go. This is a fresh room. I can take you around a little bit and show you. Maybe I should even turn this around, can I? Oh, nice. All right, so this is a fresh room. I started this house today, and I got somewhere, I got this room first coated, and then I figured, let's go live and show you. All right, my friend Brad, our Canadian friend Brad said, remember that time you went live and taped drywall? He goes, that was really soothing. I said, oh, that's nice. Nice to hear watching me work with soothing. So, the tools we'll need for this job, let's get this stuff. And then we gotta sweep the room a little bit. You always wanna start with a pretty clean room. You don't gotta go nuts. Let's just get most of this up. Before you start, you wanna rip out any, sometimes there's little scabby things. Let me go the other way with this. Who we got with us? Kim? Yeah, I'm doing a drywall lesson today. Since I've been missing our night shows, so I'll take you with me on the day job. So you want to go through and just clean up any edges that are sticking out before we get going. A little lingo. These here are seams. There's a little indentation that goes in on these long seams. And this here is called a butt joint, where the two ends butt up against each other. And so it takes a little bit more to make this disappear. These ones are a little bit easier to deal with as these long seams. So whenever you can, you want to, not have too many of these butt joints. And when you do have them, you don't stack them on top of each other like this. That should be staggered, but we'll hide it. No one will ever know. I just do the taping. All right, here we go. So let's see. The tools we're gonna need, let me turn you around. And I might be left-handed on this. I'm not sure if it's gonna switch view or not. Let me get this so I can get the ceiling in there. All right. So here's our roll of tape. There's a roll of 250-foot tape, like that. And so you hook this on the belt over here, or on your little jean, whatever pocket you got over there that works. 6-inch knife. This is my hock. This is what I put the mud on. I got my bucket of mud over here waiting for me. So we dig in here, we grab our mud, load it up on the hock, and then what we gotta do is coat these seams. Let's see, let's do this one that's right in front of us just to give you a good view. Tom, you're checking this one out? All right. I'll show you what you need to do to your basement. So here's the seam. I got my bucket a little closer than I would like, but whatever. We can probably make this work. Well, really, I want my butt joint in front. Here, I'll take you down this aisle. This is what we'll do. So you gotta hit your butt joints first before. There's a butt joint right here. So I get my mud on the knife, and you put plenty of mud on the seam there, on the butt joint in this case. More mud, coat it up real good. If I can move you out a little. I'm gonna have to do this sometime with a partner that can hold the phone, and move you around a little bit to give you a better view. I'll usually butter, they call this buttering them up. I usually butter up more than one at a time to get things moving. But for the sake of, so all right, here we go. I'm taking this off my roll here, and the tape has a little seam in the middle of it where you can bend it, right? And it's sort of built in. So you want the inside on, you never want anything sticking out, so you wouldn't want it on there on this side. You want the inside in. So just a thing to take note of. All right, then we hold it in here. We got the paper on there. You take your knife, put it across, and you just rip it off like that. All right. Now, I might hold my hand or something at the top of here to, or here so you can see it. I might hold it with one hand here a little bit just to keep it from moving. And then what we do is you kind of squeeze out the mud that's behind that piece of tape. All right. Sometimes I hold it with my hock like that. And go down. Like so. So that's a butt joint. There's another one down here. Let me lower this for you. There's another butt joint right here that I want to do with. There's plenty of mud on there. Now, as I'm cruising along, I'd be hitting screws and things like this too along the way. I'll try to do one thing at a time for the sake of showing you though. You grab the tape out of the reel, top right here. Another tool you're always going to need. You don't want to carry a screwdriver with you. Most of these are pretty good, but you're always going to come across a bunch that they didn't screw in all the way. You might have to give it a quarter turn. And you also got to push in any of the screws that missed and came out with the back of your knife. You're just going to push them in a little bit. Anything that's indented, you can deal with very easily. Anything that's sticking out is no good. I just give it a little turn like that. And then okay. There we go. That butt joint's done. All the edges, you want to make sure there's no edges sticking up anywhere. Usually I would wait, I would let these dry up a little bit before I hit this seam that intersects it. But I'll go ahead and hit it now just since the camera's set up right here. So when I'm going for the mud, this is more mud than I need right now because I would usually do a whole bunch of these seams at once. In fact, if you can see the ceiling here, let's do this. That might work. Is that this one? Yeah, this is another butt joint on the ceiling here. So, the mud's on here. You grab it like Bob Ross. You put it on the edge of the knife like so. Like so. And, oh, all right here I can see. You probably can't, I don't know if you can see this or not. When the drywall has got like a bubble in it, trying to get you there. Like, I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's a bubble in there. And it's all there's air underneath it. It's cracked. Like when they put it in up, maybe it was cracked earlier, I don't know, but you know, sometimes they cram it in there, and when you smash them together, the drywall gets, like watch, you gotta dig this out. I can see the bubble in it right now. So that'll never, see, there we go. If you just coat that before ripping that out, that'll never be good. They should have a screw here too, like, look at it. It's not the best drywall job. That's why you get it, you know. I can hide a lot of their mistakes, you know. So I get plenty of mud on the butt joint like that. All right. I'm gonna take our paper tape. Lay it down. Let me see. Can you see the end? When you get to the end, you put your knife there and rip it off like that. So there's the tape with the mud behind it. Best way to go is to start somewhere in the middle. You pull in one direction, and then you can go back the other direction here, so that the tape doesn't move while you're pulling it. And now these big edges that you can see on the edge, you gotta get rid of those. So I'll go like one side like that, and then the other side. So there's no edges sticking out anywhere. And that's how you deal with those. Screws are fun. I don't know if you can see the screws. And this is where if the screws are done well, you'll be able to just kind of start cruising right along. If not, you gotta keep taking out your screwdriver and fixing things. So, you can usually do it with one nice move like that. One bad screw. All right, one bad screw in that wall, not too bad. Gonna hit this butt up. The butt joint down here at the end. Again, you got first you got to clean out, you got to rip out anything that's sticking out. Usually I'll go around, I'll get all the butt joints first, and then you do the seams second. The screws, kind of do along the way. All coated. I don't know how good you can see this. Get that on there. Like so. Clean, keep it clean. Don't hit these screws on the way back, you know. Push this in. All right. So that's the gist. I'm gonna have to do this sometime with somebody that can operate the camera, because I don't know how good this is really coming across as a tutorial or not, but you see this one? Starting here. I don't know if that's high enough. Can't really see too good. I would need, look at, we got something coming out of here. What the hell is this? A big nail. Someone did want to just see. A lot of the job is dealing with shit other people left you. So like, there's a nail coming out of here. Big nail. So now it's my job. You can't just leave it there. You can't just have a nail sticking into the guy's bedroom. It's nice. So we gotta get this out of here. What are we gonna do? Well, we can cut it. We can bash it with a hammer. I'm trying to just see if I can just push it up in there and bury it. You'll never hear from him again. That might be what I'm doing. So watch it now, make a little. It's one way to do it. Actually, that'll help hold that up anyway. That's not too bad. That's not a bad idea. All right. So that's in there enough. Once that's taped, you'll never see any of that. But the drywall, I should have taken that out, you know. Put the tape right over it. And that nail is now pushed into the drywall a little bit. Oh, I should hit this bunch of years. This drywall is kind of beat up. So I'm noticing problems all over the place. I'm missing a little bit. You want the butt joints done before the seams. So we got a butt joint down here on this end. So let me just hit this quickly before getting back to that seam. All right. All right, can you see that back there? All right, So again, you really, this one I can almost leave, but you gotta dig it out. You can tell there's air behind it. It's bubbled out. So you probably can't see from that far away, but okay. Plenty of mud on the seam. Nice. So now we can take out our paper tape off the roll on our hip. We'll start on this end. Can you see it? Not really, huh? So we'll start up here. Put the tape on. What I'll usually do is like kind of feel with my thumb where the center of that seam is. I can feel it in the indentation just a little bit. And then we leave the tape out. This ceiling is like just tall enough to be a major pain in the ass. I can reach it, but barely. If the ceiling's any taller than this, I have to put my stilts on and walk on those. But if I were to put my stilts on the ceiling this height, I'd be kind of like too high, if you know what I mean. All right, so watch. We start with one end. We'll start around here, right? Far enough so that you don't actually pull the tape. You want the tape to stay where it is. You squeeze the mud out from behind it a little bit. So it takes a while to get the right amount of pressure that you want. And then you make sure there's no edges. You keep it real clean. Remember that nail that was there? I don't know, we'll never speak of it. So a lot of the job, sometimes a lot of the job can be like fixing the drywall, the drywall fuck ups. So that's done, but now you can't leave it a mess. So you gotta go and just clean up either side here. Make it easy for you for later, you know. Make sure any screws are filled in, there you go. Good. All right. I thought someone might be here. All right, I think I got to place myself so far, which is always nice. And Brad was asking me too. He said, how do you do that without your boom box? How do you do it without a radio on? Well, my phone is usually my radio, so. And then I'll show you how to do the screws on the ceiling here. What you do is, you take your mud. Let me get this so you can. You get the mud in one spot here on the rock, right? And then, like Bob Ross, you get the mud just on the edge of the knife. All right. Sometimes you only need it on the side of the knife. You get it like that. If you need it on the other side of the knife, you just get a little. So for nails, screw holes, we'll get it like that, all right? And I'll show you why. I'll show you how. Whoops. That'll show most of what I want to show you. Where are we here? Yes. Okay, so again, any of these misses that came out, you gotta push them in a little bit. I'll look around and do them ahead of time. It's nice when all the screws are in there real clean and you can kind of get a nice groove going. All right, so here we go. Like that, and then, all right. So you do the 3 of them in a row, or however many are in that line. So see that screw is out a little, sticking out a little bit. So you're gonna stop, take out your screwdriver, give it like a quarter turn, make sure it's indented a little bit, but not breaking the paper. We'll fix it. Bunch of them in that one. Another fuck up. All right. That's how you do the screws. All right. Let's hit that one seam. Look, I can show you the whole seam on this one. So do one more seam. I should show you the corners too, and then I'll show you one corner, and then I gotta actually get to work here. Well, I gotta hit this butt joint first. You want the butt joint hit first. Normally, I would go around the entire room and hit all the butt joints first, really. If the camera weren't on. Got it buttered up. Put the paper tape on. And then this is just the first coat. They call putting the tape on, they call it first coat. And on the seams, you'll do a second coat and a third coat, and then that's it, and then you sand it. On the butt joints, it takes a little bit more. It takes a little more than 3. It takes kind of 4 coats. The first coat of your butt joint is like building out either side of the edge of it, but that's another story. That would be like level 2. Or lesson 2, you know. All right, so make sure there's plenty everywhere, it's nice and even. Boom, boom. Alright. You take the tape off the reel. This is my reel here. And this is hooked to the side of my belt or my pocket or whatever, you know. And I pull the tape off. This is not sticky or anything, it's just paper tape. Alright, again, make sure that the center is in the center. You don't want this all over the road, you know. You know, your seam's looking like a drunk driver. That one does. Good pull. Give a little pull on the inside. Straighten it out. Alright. Start somewhere near the middle, toward one side. Here we go. Alright, then we clean it up. Alright, you hit any screws that are near the edge. Just peel these now. Alright, the boxes in this room are much better. The boxes in the other room were boxes, I mean the outlet boxes. So here's the room. I wonder if I can do this. Sorry about the... Huh. This will work. Show you how to do this one. So here we go. Your mud on the hock. All right. Let me put that mud. It's a 6-inch knife. I'll often go like this to go farther down, but then I'll, you know, then you kind of even it out with this. Right here. This drywall's kind of fucked up. Excuse me, kind of, you know, fucked up. I can see it as it went by. There's just a little bubble in there. And if you don't dig it out now, there will always be a bubble there. You'll paint it and the bubble will show up. So you gotta rip it out right now. Now, a good way to do this is ahead of time, you mix up, they call it Durabond, is there's a butt joint right behind you here. There's a butt joint right behind you that I have to hit first. I have to hit this first. Yeah, if there's huge gaps, and even like, see this big gap, that's like, that shouldn't be like that. That should be pushed tight together. I mean, you won't see it when it's done, but still, it shouldn't be like that. And gaps like this that are big gaps, sometimes you go through first with, they call it Durabond. It's Easy Set 90. I'll show you what a bag of it looks like. It usually comes in it's a white bag with blue letters. And it hardens up more, it sets up more like concrete or something than this mud. And sometimes I'll go through the whole job and fill in big gaps like that with Durabond before I even get going. This one, we're gonna fill it with mud and get the tape over it. It'll be all right. And what happens is this mud kind of, as it dries up, it kind of like sucks in. It goes, and it'll suck into that seam, you know? So let's get this buttered up. I'm going to show you the whole thing here. Alright. Oh, this is all messed up in here. Okay. Make sure it's pretty. The main thing is no air behind. Like if this was like that, there's not enough mud there. You're going to end up with an air bubble. You have to have plenty of mud everywhere. I'll be on it. Okay. Here's my reel. Hopefully you can see this reel better. Hopefully you can see it real good. All right, you pull it out. Put the tape on the end here. Make sure it's in the center. All right. Knife. Take it off. All right. Clean it up. Clean it up. All right. Voila. The corner. Let's show you this one corner. First, let's hit this seam. Let me hit that seam quick, and then I'll show you one corner. Then you may go. While I'm here, just, bang up these screws. Make sure it's indented. Just a little bit. Holy shit, you know what This is why you sweep the floor at the beginning. I'm usually wicked careful of this, and for good reason. To really mess up your knees forever. If you kneel on a screw, on the ground, you gotta be really careful about kneeling on the ground after this job. If you kneel into a screw, that can really, really mess you up. All right, the corner. So we got plenty of mud on here. All right, we have mud on the side. We just gotta coat either side of this. So here's when. You go up the side like so. But you also, another way to do it is you get mud only on the corner of your knife. Only on the side that you want there. And put that down. So you're only putting mud on here. And then as you go down, you kind of give it one of these, so, whoops. Like one of these, you're kind of putting more mud on as you go, sort of. All right, so now we got mud on either side. You double check, make sure there's plenty on there. You don't have any air bubbles, any air gaps at all. That looks really good. Alright, same thing, we take this out, but now, I was telling you there's a little fold built into the tape. So you fold along the built-in fold, and it folds the tape in half for you. Then we put it up to the side. Alright, same way we rip it off. And then I kind of get it in there loosely first. And now here's a little trick. On a wall like this, right? See this big gap? First of all, it sucks. But second of all, we gotta be careful when we tape it, because when you have a gap like that, if you tape this, if you coat this side first and push in, you're gonna push the tape into that corner, which is no good. No bueno. We go on, so you would start on this side so that you have a guide. That wall is your guide when you go down. All right, because if you start on this side, there's no wall. You're gonna go whoop, right into the gap. So when you do your corners, that's one thing to keep in mind. All right, let's see if I can. Maybe I should have gone long with this one. All right. So, I don't know. I'm probably standing right in the way. Okay. And that's it. And then I'm dry. Stuff right in. So you don't, just be careful not to push push the tape into that corner, in case there's a gap there. And on these corners, you can hide a lot of, the corners is gonna start to look like a real room once you start getting the corners up. Because we're gonna hide all this stuff. You know, all this stuff. Look at that big gap. You know, we're gonna hide all. All right. Oh, look at Skippy. Here's where I started, and then we better finish that right now. So what happens when you go out of order? Order in the seams. All right, here's one. I can show you this. We started this one earlier, and I almost forgot. Get this off. That's plenty. shit, you know. There you go. All right. I think that's good for now. I got a tiny little bathroom in here. I would have gone with a little bit of big. I would have stretched this bathroom into the bedroom a little bit. Here's the other room. I did this one this morning. I got to do all the corners. I got a little tube in a different way that I do the corners. I'll show you another time, but so there you go. This one's just getting started. All right, I'll play your number, Alice. I'll play your number tonight. And cha-cha-cha. So that's it. This is a nice one too because it's very close to my house. I live 7 minutes away from this one, so we're 7 minutes away from the elevator. Nice little view. A dumpster if you need it. Nice little neighborhood here. All right. Oh yeah, this is what I was telling you about the boxes. I don't know who did this room, but every one of these boxes is busted out. So you have to put tape on these edges. The rotozip like went out of control or something. I don't know what they did, but every one of these was all messed up. So that's first coat, and then you got to coat that with mud and coat it again. So every time they bust out a box, look at every single one of them in this room had to be dealt with. This room wasn't as bad at all. This one, actually, these ones look pretty good. Until closer examination, then you get closer and you can see this one is busted out. So you'll always see that. You have to peel that out. And now you can't leave that. That's too unless you want to put a plate size of like a book, around the thing. So we better put a piece of tape there and fix those. All right. That's today's lesson. I got to shut off the camera so I can get some real work done, get moving. All right. Enjoy your day, everybody. We got band practice tonight, and we'll be back for Moody Monday. I might go live Sunday, too. All right. Peace. I don't know how to shut it. Yes, I do. Oh, you got it, Kim. I gotta get to your Tom. I gotta get to your basement next. I'll put you on the list. All right. Am I sure I want to stop streaming? Yeah, we gotta.